This morning, you are learning how to help the homeless in our community thanks to our very first conversation today.
That's right. And joining us now, Linda Halpern, Executive Director of Family Promise of Beaufort County, and John Babcock, one of Family Promise's board members. They're here to talk about how Family Promise helps homeless families and children in the area. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for inviting us.
Now, we are thrilled to have you here. First of all, break it down, kind of the concept behind Family Promise, please.
We help provide a hand up, not a handout. It's working with homeless families with children, and we are the only organization in Beaufort County who does work with, is a homeless shelter.
Right. And when you look at homeless families with children, it's the fastest growing segment of the homeless population.
It is.
It's unbelievable.
It represents 40% of the entire homeless population. And in Beaufort County alone, we have over 550 homeless children. And these numbers keep growing every year. It's staggering.
And literally, when you think Beaufort County, you don't think poverty, you don't think homelessness, but these are families that could be couch surfing, they could be sleeping in someone's car, that sort of thing. But thanks to the faith community in Beaufort, you're able to do something about it. Tell us what happened.
Sure. Actually, we are an interfaith organization, but we work with over 35 congregations throughout Beaufort County, and they provide shelter, overnight shelter for our families. They provide the evening meal and support. So we've got over 700 volunteers that help us in these congregations and also help at our day center.
Which is incredible.
We're very lucky.
Very lucky. So you're providing services, but the goal is to help families become independent.
Self-sufficient.
Yes.
Self-sufficient.
So tell us about that, John, and how you got involved.
Well, I was asked to be a board member by a board member that was leaving, and I said yes, and here I am. I've been a board member for 3 years. It's very rewarding. One of the things that I volunteer in is to go to the different parishes and spend the evening with the families
Yes.
to make sure that they're secure and everything goes well for them, and if there's an emergency, somebody's there to take care of them. It's just very rewarding. My wife says I sleep around a lot.
That's not normally applauded, but in this instance, I think you're going to get a pass. Now, we're literally talking about those congregations setting up maybe the Family Life Center or an empty Sunday school class, something to that effect, to be overnight accommodations. But as Kim said, there is also that goal of getting families in their own sustainable living environment. Tell us about the 12 steps.
What we do is when our families are invited to join us in the program, they have a case manager that works with them to, if they're not employed, to find employment, working on their resume, job applications. We make sure they get to and from their interviews. Most don't have their own transportation, so that's a real issue. A lot of case management. We work with budgeting, parenting skills. The goal is to get them employed. And get them employed in a position where they earn enough money that ultimately they'll be able to sustain themselves in their own apartment.
And Family Promise really has been making an impact. You started back in 2008. You've worked with more than 100 families now. But the success rate, let's talk about that.
It is fabulous. We have over 92% of the families when they graduate our program, and we're able to find and move them into their own apartments. 92% of those families are still in that apartment and housed safely a year later. So that is a huge success. And we stay with them, and I think part of the success is because they get continued case management support for 12 to 18 months.
But you can't do it without your volunteers.
Oh my gosh, no.
We're talking upwards of 700. Doing what? In what capacity?
Well, again, they will work at our congregations, and it's a lot. It takes a lot to set up the air mattress and set up the bedrooms for our families. A family stays together in their own room.
Up to 4 families or 14 individuals.
And so they make food. The congregations all work together. All different denominations will work together, provide the meals, and to make sure that they have a safe place to spend the evening.
And
so
not only does it take a lot of hands, it takes a lot of money to get this thing going, and that's where this big fundraiser comes in.
We're going to have a big fundraiser, our 8th annual, May 11th at Hampton Hall over in Beaufort, and it's going to be a gala. It's a fun evening. There's real good food. There's beer and wine and beer.
Beer and wine and beer.
That's my preference, but. a silent auction with just dozens and dozens and dozens of wonderful items. A lot of gift certificates to the restaurants in the area. Some household items, some overnight stays at various resorts and things. We're going to have a live auction.
Yeah.
And one of the big items that we have there is a week with all expenses paid once you get there at a resort spa hotel in
Nice.
Mexico. So that'll be fine. And one of the goals of our fundraiser this year is to get funds towards a new van bus for us.
Oh, nice.
We have a van, and right now there's a lot of months where we spend a lot more on repairing it than we do on gas.
I understand that.
So we need a safe mode of transportation and move the families from the shelter to the churches, the various churches in the area. And so a new mini bus is going to be one of the things that
So that's our goal.
we're going to try to get
That's
this
awesome.
year.
Now, WSAV is, of course, a proud sponsor
Absolutely.
of this incredible gala,
Yeah.
but sponsorships are also still available.
Absolutely. We are looking for sponsors, and they will get tables, a table for the sponsors. So if anyone is interested, they can certainly call our office at 843-815-4211, and I'd be happy to discuss those opportunities with them.
Right. And, of course, if we just want to come.
Exactly. If you want a
Absolutely,
ticket,
absolutely. If you want a ticket, you call the same number, and we'd be happy to help you. It is
$90
about at $90 person. It is a fun evening, and we hope to raise a lot of money for our families with children.
And there is a deadline, though, to respond.
There sure is.
Okay.
It is the 20th of April, and again, our event is May the 11th.
It's awesome.
So, yeah.
It's going to be
All
fun.
right.
Guys, thank you for being
Oh,
here.
well, thank
This
you.
is
Thank
an
you very
awesome
much.
cause.
Great cause.
Thank you.
Thank